occasionally volunteering a criticism that struck me dumb by its pertinence and vision, its uncanny mirroring of my own instincts. And then, as we were disturbed by the arrival of the master and carpenter and his apprentice in the courtyard below, the boy at once shrank out of sight against a bedroom wall. "I must go," he said uneasily, the eyes behind the mask already seeing the shortest path to flight. I laid a hand on his thin arm to detain him. "Where do you live?" I demanded suddenly. "I don't live anywhere." He was staring at my hand where it rested on his arm, making no effort to shrug of my grasp, merely staring as though he could not quite believe I touched him without intending to flip plain. "Sometimes I travel with Ferris for a while. I heard there was one in Trastevere, so I left my horses outside the city walls and came to look while the streets were quiet." As he spoke absently, he put one finger on the back of my hand, gently tracing the knotted veins that ran through my dry and wrinkled skin, so roughened and whitened after years of contact with stone and dust. "I must go," he repeated sadly. "But you'll come back?" I insisted, wondering a little at my inexplicable reluctance to see him disappear for good into the labyrinth streets of Rome. "You will come back, won't you? I still have so much to show you." More men were arriving now in the courtyard beneath us, hailing each other and cursing the heat which was already beginning to hang oppressive in the airless sky and writing a heat haze from the damp ground. The boy looked down through an unglazed window, and every line of his painfully thin body mirrored the anguish of despairing conflict. I knew then, perhaps as I had known from the first moment I saw him, that he was in deep trouble, dragging behind him the chains of some unspeakable crimes. The darkness in his soul cast a shadow that seemed to embrace my own. And as I looked at him, I had the strong feeling that I was watching him drown before my eyes in the black waters of his own past. I suddenly felt a deep urge to throw the rope that pulled him from the poisoned lake. For whatever he might have done, that was unquestionably something. I could not believe he was evil, not when he had touched my hand with all the silent wonder of an innocent child. "Come back," I repeated steadily. "Tomorrow at dawn I will meet you here." He turned and looked at me searchingly, as though he wished to read on my sagging face the quiet sincerity that he heard in my voice. "Tomorrow at dawn," he echoed softly. There was a sound of heavy footsteps crossing the floorboards of the landing outside the room, and instantly, without a word of warning, the boy slid through the empty window casing to drop almost soundlessly in the courtyard below. When I went to look at the window, I saw that he was already gone. And that's the end of that. See you later.